Hey, fellow explorers. Ready to trade in our usual views for some bustling Seoul streets? Let's dive straight into the heart of South Korea for today's deep dive. We're going to be exploring a place where ancient traditions and modern trends collide. And let's be real, probably some amazing smells too. Our guide for this virtual adventure is a YouTube vlog by Nael called Hongdae and Insadong.
I'm always up for a bit of armchair travel, and this one caught my eye because it promises a peek into two very different sides of Seoul. What gets me about Seoul is this push and pull between its rich heritage and the constant leap into the future.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating dynamic, and that's exactly what we are going to unpack today. We'll be your guides, pointing out those hidden layers and cultural things that you might just not see at first glance.
I'm excited.
So buckle up, grab your metaphorical passports, let's dive in. First stop, Hongdae Day.
This district just seems to vibrate with this youthful energy. It's almost rebellious, you know?
Yes.
Our vlogger drops us right into the middle of it all. Street fashion, student-run stalls, and more street art than you can shake a stick at.
It's incredible.
What struck me right away was the creativity, like pouring out of every corner. It's like being around Hongdae University, which is a top art school in Korea, just breeds this raw talent, kind of like that vibe you get in Kreuzberg in Berlin or Williamsburg in Brooklyn. You know, those places where self-expression is just woven into the streets.
Totally. And did you notice how affordable everything seems?
Oh, yeah. The vlogger definitely emphasizes that, which is always good to hear. But it's not like cheap souvenirs or anything. They show these market stalls.
Right.
With everything from like edgy jewelry to vintage army gear.
Yeah.
Next to these delicate handmade crafts. That blend of, I don't know, almost opposites makes you want to wander those markets forever.
It's true. And we can't talk about Hongdae without mentioning the food.
Oh, man, those twisted potato fries.
Oh, no, right.
My stomach was rumbling just watching that.
What I love is how the vlog shows how street food in Korea is about way more than just grabbing a bite.
Yeah.
It's like this whole social experience woven into everyday life. Connecting with friends, sharing some sizzling hotteok, people watching with spicy tteokbokki. It's a window into the heart of the community, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it really is that energy, that sense of community that brings a place to life.
It really does.
Speaking of lively, let's jump over to our next stop.
Okay.
This one's pretty different from the vibe in Hongdae. Get ready for a sensory explosion as we travel back in time to Insadong. This district just oozes history.
I'm ready.
If Hongdae is like Seoul's youthful, forward-thinking spirit, Insadong is a journey to its roots.
Ah.
And we'll see this. Even in this historical place, modern life finds a way.
Interesting.
The vlogger calls Insadong a living museum.
Wow.
And I think that's spot on, you know? You can feel the weight of the past, walking past those tea houses that have probably seen generations come and go, antique shops overflowing with calligraphy and pottery, all whispers of Korea's artistic heritage.
It's amazing how these places can hold on to those echoes, isn't it?
It really is. And just when you think you've got Insadong figured out, you stumble upon something like, you know, that Boop Cafe the vlog shows.
Okay, yeah. That one got me good. You don't see a cafe every day dedicated to, well, you get it.
Right.
But it shows a playful side to South Korean culture, I think.
Totally.
That willingness to not take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
Even with, bathroom humor.
Exactly. And that's what I love about Insadong, this amazing blend of old and new, the traditional and the quirky. The vlog captures it perfectly, showing the peacefulness of a traditional tea ceremony next to like a K-pop performance happening right around the corner.
It's a city of contrast, that's for sure.
It really is.
Speaking of contrast, remember when the vlogger compared Insadong to Camden Town in London?
Oh, yeah. Seems strange at first.
It did.
But when you really think about it, both places share that eclectic energy.
They do.
They're havens for artists, craftspeople, street food from around the world.
It's true.
Places that defy easy definition, challenging what you expect and making you want to explore more.
And this vlog does such a great job at encouraging that sense of discovery.
It does.
It's not just what you see, but all your senses are engaged.
You can almost smell the incense from the tea houses, feel a hand-painted fan.
Hear traditional Korean music blending with kids laughing.
And speaking of music, there's this part where the vlog catches a traditional Korean street procession happening.
Oh, yeah. It seems so spontaneous.
Right. It made me think about how crucial these living traditions are, especially in a city changing as fast as Seoul.
Totally. It's those unexpected moments, those glimpses into the soul of a place that stick with you.
They do. And the vlog is full of them. Like when they duck into a workshop, we see these artisans making those really detailed wooden masks the kind used in traditional dances.
Oh, right.
Skill was incredible. It reminds you that in South Korea, tradition isn't some dusty old thing. It's a living, breathing part of everyday life.
Exact.
And it's not just the crafts either, right?
Yeah.
The vlog explores the food, too.
Oh,
the vlogger tries traditional Korean sweets like yacht, which is a kind of honey taffy. It's those little things that make a place come alive.
absolutely. Seeing pictures is one thing,
Yeah,
but actually witnessing someone taste those flavors for the first time, it just adds this whole other level.
totally.
And I love how the vlogger shows their real reactions to the food, even when they're not sure about something.
Yeah.
It's genuine, it's relatable, reminds us that even in a foreign country, we all share those human experiences.
Sure.
Trying new things, making funny faces when we don't like something.
Exactly. And it's those real reactions, the genuine surprise or amusement that you really remember.
Totally. It breaks down those picture-perfect travel brochure illusions and gives you something much more real, much more relatable.
It does. And that brings us to the last stop on our virtual trip, which, you might be surprised to hear, is a hotel bathroom.
Oh,
Now, before you think our vlogger got distracted by like fancy bathrobes and room service, this bathroom trip shows something that's been in the background of the whole vlog.
Yeah.
The idea that travel, even when it's virtual, can challenge how we see things.
I like that.
It's often the little things that hold the most meaning, don't you think?
Totally agree.
And in this case, the little thing is a bidet,
Ah, yes.
right? The vlogger doesn't make a big deal about it. Just pans across the bathroom, and there it is.
Subtle. Subtle.
But for those of us who, don't see bidets every day,
Right.
it's this little reminder that our way of doing things isn't the only way.
For sure.
It makes you curious, makes you think,
Yeah.
never thought of it like that.
Huh.
And I think that's what real travel is all about.
It's about opening yourself up to new perspectives.
Exactly. It's like the vlogger wants us to ask ourselves, what other things have I missed? What am I assuming without realizing it?
That's such an important question to ask, isn't it? And not just about bidets or bathrooms, but about approaching everything with open eyes and an open mind.
Totally.
Recognizing that our own culture shapes how we see the world. And by stepping outside of that, even if it's just through a vlog, we start to understand things on a deeper level.
I couldn't have put it better myself. This vlog really takes us on that journey. We started with the energy of Hongdae, the art, the spirit of making things happen. Then to the history of Insadong, where the past and present blend together.
It's been quite the trip.
It has. We've seen how South Korea respects its past while moving into the future, honoring its culture while taking in influences from everywhere. We've felt the energy, the contrast, the unexpected moments that make Seoul so captivating. And we experienced it all without leaving our seats.
The beauty of virtual travel.
Exactly. It reminds us that the best journeys aren't always about going to new places, but about seeing the world with fresh eyes.
I love that. It's like the saying, the real voyage of discovery is not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. And I think this vlog gave us a new way to see Seoul, South Korea, and maybe even ourselves.
Perfectly said. So to everyone listening, find those things that challenge how you see things, whether it's travel, art, food, or just talking to people from different backgrounds. You never know what you'll learn. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into Seoul's incredible culture. We hope you enjoyed the virtual adventure as much as we did. Until next time, keep exploring.